Ignite is an ongoing series of speedy presentations. They've ranged from building multi-person pogo sticks to hacking chocolate. Any topic the geeks hold dear. Each speaker gets only 5 minutes and 20 slides that auto-advance every 15 seconds.
I was having lunch with a friend of mine and telling him a story, and he's a writer and he's a PR guy, and he sent me a speaker's thing for me to actually try to promote myself to speak, and it had this title, and I went, wow, you captured both my personalities. But it was really around my passion in a book I am writing called Defeating the Ego. So who am I? I'm a mom of a teenager that you are not recruiting to the Air Force, though he would think that's very cool. I'm a small business owner, I'm a consumer, and I'm possibly the descendant of Henry Ford. It's a rumor in my family. We actually have the same eyes, could be true. So as a mom, I teach my kids the value of reputation, especially in today's age. I teach my kids the value of tolerance, and I teach my kids the value of privacy. As a small business owner, though, you all who do know me in the audience know I pretty much share everything about me. I develop relationships, and I celebrate diversity. As a consumer, I judge a brand by its people, not by what the brand says, but what the people say behind the brand. I trust the opinions of strangers, as do I believe most of you. I found that at Starbucks, when I'm using a Mac, every day somebody comes up and asks me how I like my Mac. So I think everybody trusts the opinion of strangers, and I share mine. As a possible descendant of Henry Ford, of course I'm interested in history, interested in leadership styles, and still wondering where my money is. So this is a documentary that caught my attention. Henry Ford, long ago, was actually created great working conditions, raised people's salaries from $2.34 to $5, reduced the work week, and was a great place to work. But the ego got the best of him. He thought he could tie salary to dictate how people would live their lives, their personal lives. Hired over 50 investigators to investigate people's lives, spent tons of money, and found out that it doesn't work. Paternalism has no place in the industry, and a broad workable plan of investment and participation will do more to solidify the industry and strengthen the organization. So what has changed in 100 years? Facebook. You guys are probably tweeting things right now you shouldn't be tweeting, according to Henry Ford. And if it's bad things about me, you really shouldn't be tweeting it. But 700% increase in 1 year of what we're sharing about our personal lives online. This scares the bejesus out of your companies, because you could be doing something like Domino's and putting food up your nose while in a uniform. Or you could be doing something like this Barrow County teacher and posting a drink and saying that you're playing Crazy Bitch Bingo, which is actually a trademark game. So what happened with Domino's? They lost, I couldn't confirm it, but the numbers I saw was $38 million from that video. Huge, huge problem. However, flip it over, the teacher got fired for what she did. Everybody blasted the superintendent. Turned out it was a fraud. She was completely innocent, didn't friend any didn't friend any of her students or parents. It was a teacher out to get her. So what are the challenges right now? Our lives are more public than ever. People want to know the people behind the brand, and our professional networks belong to us. Beyond that, what we can learn from this is that we need social media guidelines only for legal reasons. Other than that, we don't care. We're going to trust ourselves and our networks more than we're going to protect our own brand. We are not loyal to our employees, employers, we're loyal to ourselves, just like 100 years ago when Henry Ford couldn't make it work. So what we need to do as managers, as organizations, is actually teach people the importance of a personal brand. If you trust your employees and you teach them how to represent themselves correctly, ultimately they will represent your brand correctly. 31% of the people will seek to be part of that community, 28% seek recognition from peers, and 22% share with friends and families. They're not out to get you. Your employees are not out to get you. We know from the Iran thing, it can't be blocked. I always laugh at IT managers who tell me they block social media. because if Irene couldn't block it, how do you? However, what we also know is that it can be embraced, and we've seen many, many case studies, Zappos being one of them comes to mind, that when you embrace it, you let your employees be who they are, it will actually do wonders for your brand. So what I learned from Henry Ford is one of my favorite quotes, which is, it's all about a personal decision. Whether you think you can or whether you think you can't, you're right. But it's all about what you decide to do for yourself. Thank you.